Hello guys, my name is Sachara and today I present to you my Tenyi deck profile. Well, Tenyis are a series of Worm type monsters that they spell summon themselves if we control a non-effect monster, basically a normal monster, and also they have additional effects if you banish them from your hand or graveyard, so you can proc their effects. So without further ado, let's begin. We play 3 Tenyi Spirit of Ashuna. Ashuna is a card that if you control monsters you can special summon this card from your hand. This is in all Tenyi monsters except the synchros, links that I'll speak about later. And also here additional effect is that you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard to special summon one Tenyi monster from your deck. So it's pretty neat in that regard, and also it's pretty good because it searches everything that we need to fill our board. Next we play 3 Tenyi Spirit Vishuda. Vishuda is a card that again it has the same effect, and also you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard and target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. So it's a compulsory device. I think it's always going to be at 3 copies, or some people play 2, but I prefer 3 as a preference. Next we'll play 3 Nahara. Nahara is a card that additional effect is that you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard to target one opponent's monster. That target loses 1500 attack until the end of this turn. So it's very good to bypass the opponent's monster and go for easy OTKs or boost lower the opponent's attacking monster, so we can bypass it very fast and very easy. Next we play 2 copies of Mapura. Mapura is a card that as a quick effect you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard, negate activation of a card, and if you do destroy that card. It's very good, very neat, very quick negation, and it's also very majestic in the artwork. See it, it's on the back and it's beautiful. We play 3 copies of Sutana. Sutana is a card that again you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard to target one card your opponent target one card of those destroyed monsters and special summon it. So you can destroy one monster your opponent controls. So it's really nice because if we lose something we will gain the advantage and try to push or destroy something to proceed to our advantage. And last but not least, for the Tenyi monsters we play 3 Akhara. Akhara is the tuner of a deck, and also you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard to target one of your banished worm type monsters except this card and then it to your hand. So it's very good because we can banish anything to proc our effects and then add them back with Akhara. So it's very good in that regard. For the last monsters we play 2 Archnemesis Protoss. Protoss is a card that you cannot be normal summon set, must be special summon from your hand by banishing 3 monsters with different attributes from your graveyard, which is everything that we need really, because we play all different types, so it's beautiful in that regard. And also it cannot be destroyed by card effects, and you can declare one attribute on the field, destroy all monsters on the field with that attribute. Also until the end of the next turn, neither player can special summon that attribute, which is very good. It's very nice, and it allows us to play anything that we prefer and go for a quick nuke to try to push for game. Last but not least, we play 1 Murmur. Murmur is a card that it cannot be special summoned except by the effect of a worm type monster, and during your main phase you can reduce this card's level by 1, and if you do, special summon 1 mini Mare token, and you can only use this effect. It's a worm, it's a tuner, it's very good. Most people prefer to play 2 or 3 copies. I prefer to play 1 because I think it's very cloggy if we play the Arch Nemesis package, but it's very good if it comes out. For the spells, we play 1 Terraforming to search our field spell, which is very good, and also we play 3 Vessel for the Dragon Circle. Send 1 worm type monster from your deck to the graveyard, then if you control a face-up non-effect monster you can add from your deck to your hand 1 Tenyi monster with different name from the monster sent to the graveyard. So it's very good. It searches the deck, it fills the graveyard, so you can banish them later to proc their effects. So it's pretty good in that regard. Next we play 3 Pot of Avarice. Pot of Avarice is a card that we will need very much and very often, because we target 5 monsters in our graveyard, shuffle them back into the deck, draw 2 cards. It's pretty self-explanatory. It fills our extra deck most of the time because we run out of gas very fast in this build. It's pretty good. We play 1 Heat Wave. Heat Wave is a card that you can only be activated at the start of your main phase 1. Neither plane can normal or special summon effect monsters until the next draw phase. So that means we are not susceptible. Sorry, we're not susceptible to that. So it's pretty good and very neat to play as 1 copy, I think. As a quick stall, we play 3 Heavenly Dragon Circle. Tribute 1 Wyrm monster, add 1 Wyrm monster from your deck to your hand, and if your debuted was a non-effective monster, to activate this card effect, you can special summon it instead, but negate its effects. So it's not bad, it's very good. It searches and it summons, so we can proc 2 our effects of our Tenyi monsters by banishing them and play. So it's pretty neat. And also during their main phase, if you control a face-up non-effect monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 Tenyi card from your deck to your hand. So it's pretty good. It searches, special summons, adds back. So I think 3 copies is always self-explanatory. Even if it's once per turn per copy, other way it will be busted. So it's pretty good. Last for the spells, we play 3 Flawless Perfection of the Tenyi, our field spell, that all non-effect monsters on the field are unaffected by monster effects, so it's pretty good. And once per turn, if your opponent spell summons an effect monster or monsters while you control a face down monster or a non-effect monster, you can draw 2 cards. So it's our Pot of Greed of the deck. It's pretty self-explanatory that it goes to 3 copies. Many people play 2. I will not drop it from 3. I think it's very needed in that portion, in that copies. Next, we play 2 Waterfall of Dragons Souls. A very good card goes activate one of these effects. Add 1 Wyrm monster from your deck to your hand. Anything that we want really, more searches, and also if it's a bit slow, it's very good. And send any number of Wyrm type monsters from your hand and or side of the field to the graveyard to draw cards equal to the number of monsters you send to the graveyard plus 1. It replaces itself, it replaces the hand, so it's pretty good if you want to go for more proc effects. Even it's slow, but it's needed, because other way it will be a very quick set graveyard, add monster. It's pretty good, but also very needed to be a trap. We play 1 Skill Drain, because we want to our opponent to not play any effect monsters. That's how we win and thrive. And last but not least, we play 3 Feast of the Unrivaled Tenyi. When a spell trap or a monster effect is activated while you control a face-up non-effect monster, negate activation. If this set card you control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can spell summon 1 non-effect monster from your extra deck. I don't have the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, because it's the best target for this card for sure, but I play my Tenyi build and I play Tenyi cards, so you'll see what I mean in a moment. We play for the Synchros 1 Dragon Berserker of Tenyi, because very neat card. When an opponent's monster activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can banish it. If the attacking card destroys an effect monster by battle and sends to the graveyard, this card gains attack equal to the destroyed monster original attack. Also, it can make a second attack on a monster during the battle phase. Quick negation, banish, attack, destroy, gain another attack, gain attack boost as well, and press on for the game. Very beefy monster, wins games for sure in this build, and I think in a lot of builds as well. We play for the Xyz, 1 Castel, because we want to banish or flip face down so we can bypass it easier. 1 Abyss Dweller, because we play rank 4 and a lot of 4 monsters. So we can go to Abyss Dweller, try to block their graveyard. That's the way to go in this build, I think. For the links, we play 1 Sachara. Sachara is a card that while you control a face-up non-effect monsters your opponent controls cannot target the effective monsters for attack. Also, your opponent cannot target effect monsters on the field with card effects. Quick effect, you can target 1 effect monsters on the field with this card's effect. Quick effect, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls, spell summon one Tenyi token. Its attack is question marked, so this token attack becomes that target the monster's original attack. It's very good as a monster and as a boss monster as well, but I prefer to go to synchro more times than this. That's why we play one copy of this, and also it's pretty good in that regard, but it's more specific. Next we play 3 Berserker of Tenyi. Bread and butter of the deck. It's very easy to summon. That's what we summon most of the time by using the Fist of the Arrival Tenyi. We play 2 Dragonmasters of the Tenyi. Very neat card, cannot be destroyed by battle with an effect monster. If you control no other effect monsters, you can destroy effect monsters your opponent controls up to the number of non-effect monsters you control and or in your graveyard. So we can pop a lot of the cards, maybe 2, 3 or more, to go for the game and try to win and thrive, and that's the way to go for sure. We play 2 Shaman of the Tenyi. You can discard 1 card, then target 1 worm type monster in your graveyard, spell summon it. Also for the rest of the turn, you cannot activate effects of monster spell summon from the extra deck except Tenyi monsters. That's why most of the time we try to go from this to our Dragonmaster or Berserker of the Tenyi to pop or try to go to our stall till we win the game. And also, when an attack is declared involving your face-up non-effect monster, you can target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it. So it targets destroys, but we don't use this effect most of the time. We prefer to spell summon, use it for Draco, and go for the game or quick pops. We play 1 land Fornicus. It's a monster basically normal, if we can say this, because it requires 2 monsters, it doesn't have any effect, very good dealing arrows, so it's pretty neat. And last but not least, we play 3 Monk of the Tenyi. The combo starter of the deck, again, is a monster that doesn't have any effect, so it's a normal. It can be spell summoned by using any non-link Tenyi monsters, so that's something to keep that in mind. And last but not least, we play 2 nice Drago tokens to complete this build. I hope you enjoyed, guys. See you again. Bye bye.